The Chicago Bears just pulled off a huge trade for a Pro Bowler. Guys, this is just a really good day. The Chicago Bears just traded for Pro Bowl guard Jonah Jackson. The price was right, too. Only a 6th-round pick to the LA Rams. Even better. He had 2 of the best years of his short career with Detroit, making the Pro Bowl in 2021, all under the direction of our very own Ben Johnson. So in Detroit, he started all 57 games in which he played for the Lions from 2020 to 23, including the 16 games during his Pro Bowl season in 2021. And as Bears fans, we should be rejoicing. And this is from Courtney Cronin, the official announcement. The Bears are in the process of trading for Jonah Jackson and sending a 2025 sixth-round pick to the Los Angeles Rams. One major need on the offensive line is addressed before free agency begins. Jackson played center, left guard, and right guard last year and was limited to only 4 games due to a shoulder injury. You guys, we've got to talk about how good this really is. And I'm going to go to another Twitter story here. Let's go here. I mean, because you see, Jonah Jackson was a Pro Bowler in 2021 under Ben Johnson. He gave up 0 sacks on 494 pass block snaps in 2022, the year following his Pro Bowl year. Then he gave up only 2 sacks on 432 pass block snaps in 2023. And then this last year in 2024, the guy missed some time due to injury, but he still didn't give up a single sack on 181 pass block snaps. The guy's a better run blocker than pass blocker, that's true, but the Bears just solidified a starting offensive lineman spot for a 6th-round pick. I mean, you guys, this is just a really good trade. If you look at him a little more detail, Jonah Jackson was a Pro Bowl player in 2021, as I covered, but he's a versatile offensive lineman. The guy's played all 3 positions, and this is an obvious example of Ben Johnson's influence on personnel in Chicago because he just acquired a player who excelled with him in Detroit, and the Bears dealing the 6th that they got from the Justin Fields trade to Pittsburgh. I mean, this is just such a win. It's even a bigger win because of the cost in salary. The guys do a fully guaranteed $8.5 million roster bonus for 25 and a $9 million this year in base salary. We're looking at a $17 million cap hit for next year, but it's not guaranteed. And if you look at the cap hit for this year, once you really figure it out, it's a super affordable $14.6 million. I mean, it's a very low risk move. Once again, the trade only costs a 6th. And if something goes south, no problem. The guy can just be released with a non-guaranteed 2026. Good age that he's at. He's 28 years old. Spent his first 4 seasons in Detroit. The Lions actually selected Jackson with a 3rd-round pick in the 2020 NFL Draft. It only took him his 2nd season with the team, and the offensive guard, he was voted to the Pro Bowl. Trades make sense completely. Reunion with Ben Johnson, exactly what we need. But there's a question here. Why is it the guy's still a Lion if he's so good? I mean, he was great there. He was known for strong pass blocking as well. The guy's got a really good anchor, just a really good piece. But at this point with the Lions, all these moves that they made to rebuild this team, and they started getting to the place where they had to start paying people. The guys decided to let him go, slid Glasgow over to left guard, and then they brought in Kevin Zeitler to complete the line in his absence. The guy went over to the Rams this last year, dealt with a shoulder injury, was placed in lineup after starting 4 games. I've heard people say that he wasn't any good there, and I fully disagree, and I'm going to walk through this. The Rams made a mistake. Coleman Shelton, you guys know him. He actually came over to Chicago, and they tried to replace him with Jonah Jackson. But here's the problem. They rushed it. They tried to bump him over to center. That's not his natural position. Sure, he's versatile, but center was a position he hadn't played since college. The transition was super bumpy, and also they tried to bump him to center right before the season. He was signed as a guard. So, You're looking at Jackson sitting out most of training camp last year because he got a shoulder injury. Then he re-aggravated that injury in week 2 in a game, put on injured reserve. He came off IR, tried to play in week 10. He struggled and was benched by week 11. The Rams also had a rookie really come into his own. I forget his name at guard. And it just wasn't meant to be. I want to look at his versatility, though. Jackson played a total of 286 snaps, though, in 2024. He split time between center with the Rams, 107 snaps, left guard for 93 snaps. He even lined up at right guard in week 18, and he logged 66 snaps at that position. Like, it's that kind of positional versatility that also makes this trade a massive home run for Chicago. Chicago's offensive line is searching for 3 new starters. You guys know that. Either guard spot or at center. And it just gives Ryan Poles massive flexibility in free agency and in the 2025 NFL draft. You guys know that the Bears needed a move like this in the absolutely worst way. And what do we get? Absolutely plug-and-play starter, positional versatility, a guy that represents an upgrade over the interior lineman that they started last year. I mean, you can make an argument that Tevin Jenkins' upside might be higher than Jackson's. I don't know if I even agree with that. Jackson is super versatile. And also, the final win, Jackson's familiarity with head coach Ben Johnson, a starter in Ben Johnson's offense in Detroit for multiple years. Just no doubt that Ben Johnson was involved in not only putting this trade together, but signing off on it. Just such a huge upgrade. It is a great trade. And the Bears would have never landed an interior lineman as talented as Jackson with a 6th-round pick in the draft. I mean, that pick is pretty much expendable. We had 2 6th-round picks in this upcoming draft. We're going to use the one that we got from Justin Fields going to Pittsburgh. Versatility, familiarity of Ben Johnson, instant impact on this offensive line, just a plug-and-play guy, and we got a head start on this offensive line overhaul before free agency even starts, before we're even close to the draft, before even top 30 visits. I'm just really excited. I think we got a really quality guy, absolutely low risk. He can be plugged in, and if something doesn't happen and it goes south like Nate Davis, we can just cut bait and everything's completely fine. No harm done. You guys let me know what you think about this. I think it's an absolute home run from cost, from versatility, flexibility, and also because of the length of the contract, we can always re-sign him for longer term. $14.6 million on the cap this year. The price is fully right. So now we can look at, we now have Jonah Jackson here. We still have Jackson. We still have Braxton Jones. We'll see if he's ready or if we can even replace him. We've got Darnell Wright solidified at the right tackle position. Now we have to go after a center. Drew Dahlman, please get him in town. I'd love to see Jonah Jackson in here. I'd love to see the center addressed in free agency. And then we, at the very least, then we can go into the draft and pick the best guy available because I really want to see us make a move at the defensive end position. You guys know that have watched for a while. You know that Trey Hendrickson is my guy for that, and I think he's going to be readily available. And if we have to trade for him, it's not going to cost that much. We might be able to bring him to Chicago with a 5th-round pick. And if you fill this guard position with only 14.6 used on the cap, we've got the money to take 2 more really big swings because we didn't swing out of our shoes in this one. Total affordability. He's the right guy. Great fit in Ben Johnson's offense, and I'm super excited. You guys let me know what you think. Bear down, and yeah, this is starting to get fun. See ya.